Hello, Madam Mayor, councillors. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak here today. Just by way of background and context, I'm leading the campaign to make care experience a protected characteristic, and should your council pass this motion tonight, you will be the 76th in the United Kingdom. That's 36% of the population of the UK are now living in an area that's protected, where their care leavers are treated as if they have a protected characteristic, which is fantastic. And it's people like you guys that are bringing this into being at a local level. From me and my perspective, I grew up in care myself. By the time I'd left care, I'd lived in over 100 places, and it was quite traumatic. I was split up from my siblings, abused in the care system, and basically spat out. In the end, I did make a life for myself. I run several companies, I campaign, and I'm doing okay. But unfortunately, the rest of my family was not so lucky. My sister left care. She ended up having children who was also taken into care. Eventually, when she was basically addicted to drugs and alcohol, I was talking to her one day after a funeral, and she was saying to me, "I don't want to be next." And I tried my very best to basically cajole her along and give her some hope that we could use our trauma to change the care system. But unfortunately, she was next, and her boyfriend killed her. A similar story for my brother. He's addicted to drugs, addicted to alcohol. He's had children. He's basically, his children have been taken away from him, and he's not got long left to live himself. Care experienced people are 70% more likely to die prematurely than anybody else. Now, we're fighting for this to be a protected characteristic, but the real injustice is that the people that are most vulnerable, which is our care experienced people, they should have been included in the Equality Act from the very beginning, because we have the biggest and disproportionate barriers to any other group. So I really need to thank you so much for being part of this campaign. And what I can say to you guys is I'm here, and I will work with you. And this Wi-Fi that you've announced today, it's a typical example where people out there are just not thinking about care experienced people. Now, this motion, the real nuts and bolts of it is in the policy and in the system design through the equality impact assessments that you will now carry out as part of your commitment tonight. Now, when you're carrying out those equality impact assessments, it's going to be departments and people that have never even heard and understand who care experienced people are. And when they start to look and feel and understand what we go through, they're going to relate that to their own families, and then they're going to start to create systems that are more better for care experienced people. So congratulations, and hopefully we'll get unanimous support from the Liberal Democrats and from the Conservatives and any independents that you might have.
Beautiful. I don't need to say anything. Thank you.